All right, we are in the building, live, not really live. This is, turn this down a little bit. This is another episode of the Ryan Report, Unlimited Leeway Life. We in the building. At the risk of sounding like DJ Envy, we have another special guest. We have a special guest in the building.
Yeah, a special guest in the building.
MC, rapper, hip hop purist, if you will, dope freestyler, mental health awareness advocate, New Orleanian, Uptown?
Uptown all day here, man. 12 all to be exact. You
Yeah.
feel me? You know.
Yeah. And one half of Sax Kicks Avenue.
Indeed.
Yes. Today we're going to have a very important conversation, and my guest today is Mr. Alfred Banks.
Indeed. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you.
No problem.
Hey, turn up. All these people, man, that's crazy.
Here for you.
Indeed.
So yeah, we in the building, man. How you doing today?
Today's a good day, man. Running around, doing some stuff for moms and stuff like that, and running my usual errands and stuff, you know what I mean? It's a good day. I got on some SBs, so I feel good.
Yeah.
Feel good, you know what I mean?
That's good. Today's been pretty cool. It's another one of those days as the days begin to merge together.
Yeah, man. I got a show tonight, so that's pretty tight.
Okay, yeah.
So
where's
I'm
it
excited.
at?
Holland Wolf.
Okay.
With Latranium.
Okay,
shouts
cool.
to Latranium,
Cool.
my mans and them. I just got added to the show yesterday.
That's what's up.
So shouts to them for showing love, and so I can't wait to rock. It's gonna be a good time. I'm always happy to get on stage, especially during these times.
Yeah.
It's a blessing that I'm still able to do my job.
You really like performing?
Yeah, man. Outside the fact it's my job, like I truly enjoy the exchange, right? And I've experienced a bunch of different aspects of performing. I'm still at a space, and whatever that, like, sometimes I get on stage and I kind of have to prove myself because people, especially like when I open for like a bigger act or something, that people don't know who I am. So I kind of have to come from that underdog kind of like background, I guess, that standpoint. Then I have shows where I headline, all my fans come out and they know what's up already. So they know my words and the whole thing, so I can kind of do my thing from that aspect. Now the Sass Kicks Ave thing, I'm kind of singing and doing it from a complete different, more comedic kind of standpoint. And it's like a bunch of different aspects that all roll into this live music burrito that I love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I truly love being on stage. I feel like Superman when I'm up there. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Well, who did you, like, cliche question, how did you start, like, who influenced you to start rapping? Like,
my oldest brother, Alfred Banks, back in like the late 90s, he had like a little bit of a buzz in the city. He was about to get signed to No Limit. He was signed to like a little local label here that I want to say it was a subsidiary of No Limit, or it was just more like they were connected. So No Limit heard about him, was like, yo, this is dope. He was a part of a group. You know who Jimmy Clever is?
I heard the name.
Jimmy Clever, he's been around for a minute. He used to be in a group with my brother, which is crazy. But if you know Jimmy Clever, you know that dude's ridiculously nice. Either way. So watching him rhyme was like inspiring to me. He was the first rapper I ever saw, like in real life. And then my middle brother, James, who's still with us, he's an incredible freestyler. Classic New Orleans kind of energy. So both of those guys kind of inspired me to want to like start rapping. I would steal my oldest brother's rhymes and like reword it and try to rap it back to him. And if he didn't recognize his own words, I did it. It was like, yeah, I did it. Then 2005 hit, and I heard a guy, Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor.
Okay, that was
pretty much it. I was like, oh, I could do this for real.
Right.
Up to that point, I was like a little bit of a battle rapper. And then later on, I battled at high school, and actually my second show in New Orleans was a battle event, and I rapped halftime of it, or at the middle point, and then later in the night, I wound up battling. So, like, I was a battle rapper at first, you know what I'm saying? Freestyle off the top kind of deal. So that's kind of where that comes from.
Right.
But to answer your question, what got me into music? My oldest brother, Landis, and James, my middle brother, James, Lupe Fiasco, and battling. Because that was the only outlets I had, so, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, condolences to you. Because I heard about your brother through when you dropped The Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, The Beautiful. Yes. And I watched the song, the video for the funeral of Orlando Banks. I believe that's kind of when I started to see you start to talk more about the mental health
for sure
thing.
That's exactly when I started talking about it, because I ain't know nothing about it. we black, man. We come from black families. We don't talk about it. We just kind of pray it away, kind of deal. Maybe I don't know your situation. Maybe your family maybe spoke about it, but my family didn't. And I didn't even know the idea of mental health didn't even like come across my radar. You know what I'm saying? And so when my brother started to develop, well, it was a 10-year gap where I didn't meet him. I didn't see him. So when he came back around is when we all found out he had schizophrenia. I didn't even know what that was. And so, kind of seeing him go through his deal, and then losing him to it, seeing the effect it had on my mom and losing the son and me losing a brother and my brother losing a brother, I just kind of took a break from music. But when I jumped back in, I was like, let me do a little research on what my brother was going through. And that's when I realized schizophrenia is something that like affects millions of people across the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the tip of the iceberg. You know what I'm saying? Like all these different illnesses, disorders that people deal with on a regular basis. I knew nothing of this stuff, like
Right.
at all whatsoever. The severity, just none of it. And so doing a little bit of research that I did, I was just like, wow, man, this stuff really affects like everybody. And so in a selfish way, I really wanted it. I really wanted people to know who my brother was because I felt like he was such an amazing person who didn't get a chance to touch the world. He touched a lot of people, but not the world. And so I'm given a special platform. So in a way, I wanted the world to know him. But in the path of doing that, I realized that I'm not just speaking for him. I'm speaking for everybody that deals with this thing because I have, firsthand experience with it. So realizing that it's not just, and I love my brother, to no end, but it's not just about him. It's about all these other people too. And some don't have the mental capacity or the energy to even speak on it on their own. So I kind of have that responsibility. At least I put it on myself. And so just kind of speaking about it, talking about it, speaking at events, talking to different high schools and stuff like that, is the least I can do. You know what I'm saying? Given the platform that I have and the gift that I have, and people look up to me. Some people hold me in very high regard. So I've just always believed in saying something that people can kind of take away something, no matter what I'm talking about, whether in the music or just in general, something you take away from this conversation,
Right.
however that medium may be. You know what I'm saying? So speaking about mental health is something I pretty much do till I'm no longer here. I'm not the mental health rapper by any means, but I do want it to be known that like I am an advocate. And I want people to, get help if they feel they need it, and just make sure that mental health is a topic we could talk about no matter where we're at. So yeah.
Right. So you were talking a bit about the stigma, your family, and I guess black people in general. They don't
sure.
really, we know the story. Black people do not talk about it. Go pray about it. You need Jesus.
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's very true. In my family, it's kind of like that. Just the understanding of what like specifically a mental illness is just not fully understood by black people in general and my family for sure. But because I dealt with my own brand of mental illness, depression, anxiety, stuff like this, and when I was going through it, a lot of people don't tend to want to talk about it. The man stigma comes out. It's like, I don't want to.
Sure. Yeah.
I got to handle it.
You don't want to be weak.
You don't want to be seen as weak. When I was going through that, I was like, something's going on here. If one of y'all can tell me what's going on here, I need you to tell me something because you're going to not see me do things no more.
For sure.
I'm not pulling up. I'm not talking to you. Like, because I need to get this fixed for me to be able to move properly. And my family was very supportive about it. But they didn't really know how to deal with it.
Of course.
When I was going through it, it was a mixture of a bunch of things that has formulated my new idea of what it is, because back in those days, I was like doing mad drugs, I was doing mad drugs, had a bad substance abuse problem, and that exasperated it. However, it's not necessarily it doesn't cause that, but it can definitely exasperate an already present problem, and now I can say today you know, as opposed, well, not really saying like it's just all the fact that I'm sober now. I'm 6 months sober now.
Congrats on that, man.
Thank you. That I'm able to have a stable mental health, stable mental state. But it definitely plays a role, the fact that I'm sober.
For sure.
You know, but it's a culmination of a bunch of things that I believe when I was going through that stuff, my brother was giving me a bunch of books. I was reading a lot. I was jumping in and out of drug use and alcohol abuse. Like, okay, I'm sure that that's not helping. So let me just stop. You know what I mean?
At least pull back from that.
Jumping out. You know, and the mixture of all of these different things that I was getting into, pretty much, I feel like I've created like a utility belt of tools to use for whenever situations manifest that can pull you into those kind of states. So,
For sure.
What would you say your mental health is like present day, and how do you look at it? What is it like now, and how do you kind of deal with it?
Well, I suffer from bipolar disorder, and I suffer from depression as well.
Just diagnosed?
I'm self-diagnosed. From a lot of the Googles, man. Lots of the Google, and then also just talking to people that also deal with it, that are diagnosed, and I tell them what I'm going through. Yeah, man. And at some point, I need to just go to a doctor and just get that taken care of. But therapy, I'm in a lot of therapy. You know what I'm saying? Therapy has been very important for me. Recently, my therapist actually just left, so I need to get another therapist like ASAP. But right now, I'm in a good space. After a recent breakup, it really showed me that the issues that I have were actually made worse by my passion. And so having to kind of, COVID taught me to kind of reevaluate my relationship with music because it wasn't healthy. You know, success in music by any means necessary, forget everything else. And that's not really a healthy way to be. It sounds cool in theory, but as bad, people don't really understand how bad I want this and how bad to get where I'm at right now, how hard I work, right?
Yeah.
So that completely ruined my mental health. And then also things like the relationship between hip hop and New Orleans, that ruined my mental health.
Like in what way?
I guess for just lack of better phrasing, the music that I make isn't really accepted.
You feel like an outsider.
Yeah, and I've always felt like an outsider here.
Same.
And so, right? So that type of energy can mess with my mental health, right? Dealing with the juxtaposition that music presents, you know, having a big old check in your pocket, but being in the middle of nowhere alone in the middle of a snowstorm, stuff like that. You know, doing a big festival in front of all these people, then clocking on at work the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like those kind of ups and downs had all ruined my mental health.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, 5 years in the making, and then just having big blow-ups all the time, and just like, or in my case, blow-ups are just like kind of turning into a black hole into my own self and not talking to anybody and just, you know, faking it on stage and having to smile.
Yeah, that's one thing that I like kind of, because when I was in that zone, or when I do get into those zones, like, I mean, now it's a difference between like average everyday sadness or anxiety that's triggering you to look at something that you got to fix or something, and like real life depression. Like I was like 2016, I was like full blown depression.
Oh,
like,
for
I
sure.
had to throw my mattress out.
Yeah, for sure.
The mattress got freaking stuck to the springs in that shit. Like, you know what I mean? So I kind of know the difference. And when I was in that, I couldn't go nowhere.
Oh, yeah, nah.
Like, you seem to be able to. I remember you telling me a story that you were on tour.
Yeah.
And you were just on stage in this thing
Oh,
that
man.
you just described.
Bruh. It sucks because I truly enjoy what I do, but I was a robot.
Yeah.
I just get on stage, rap, get my check, go to the hotel, next day do it again. Worry about that stuff when you get home. Like, you know, just like crying every night and like wanting to die on stage. Like, I remember performing, but like I don't remember none of the details that anybody will remember. And not just because it became such norm. It was just like, I'm not here right now.
Yeah.
I'm just not here, and I'm not feeling this. And like, I have
Are you in
to
your
do
mind?
Yo, man. So for me, performing, like I'm doing the thing, but I'm kind of like above myself, kind of looking at myself, being a bit of a puppeteer in a way. Kind of like, okay, you've been over here for too long. Move to the left. All right, cool, chill. All right, stay over there for a second. Stop moving as much. Give him a chance to look at you. All right, boom. Dance a little bit. This track is energetic. Do some stuff. Okay, word. All right, move back to the middle. Make sure everybody. Okay, move to the right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm literally doing that. But when I was where I was at, I wasn't even doing none of that. Like that, I felt like it was just like a black veil, just like over my head, and I couldn't. And just sadness, man. Like what you said, like kind of the day to day things happen, and it kind of messes with your mood. But that's just regular life. Like depression is a different beast.
Right.
But you can fall down that hole really fast.
Yeah.
That's the ill part. Like and that's what therapy has helped me with, kind of figuring out the tools, right? To what do I do? Like for me, I'm always big on facing my triggers or things head on, right?
Yeah.
I'm just big. I don't like, like sometimes people do use drugs to kind of get away from things.
Right.
I've never been the type of guy to run away from things. Like if something's happening, I want to address it right there. So I don't have to worry about it no more. That's just been my whole thing, my whole life. So, except for like depression, though, I was always just putting stuff off. Like I just deal. I didn't want to face what I knew was there. I knew because if I ain't have a microphone in my hand, I ain't love myself. You dig? And so I just felt like, that's why I say I feel like Superman on stage. I think Charles Hamilton said it. He said, the feelings that I have, it's hard to capture it. The man on stage, but I'm a nobody after it. It's like one of the most, I don't know, that line always just stuck in my head because that's perfect what I felt at that time. So to actually answer your question, I'm doing much better now.
Yeah.
One, because all the baggage that I had in my life, I kind of let go. Rebuilt relationships with family members that I love. Got into therapy. I was forced to sit down from music for a year. Things here and there, obviously, to pay bills and stuff. But outside of that, I couldn't perform. I couldn't tour. So I had to step away from music. And so after reevaluating my relationship with it, realizing that it's my career, not my life. I have a life outside of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can truly be great without a mic in my hand. I could be great if I don't have no dope sneakers on. I could be great if people don't tell me I'm great.
Right.
I could just look in the mirror and truly believe that. That's been the greatest thing ever. And that's where I'm at right now. I love myself. I know I'm great outside of what people know me for, whatever the case. I'm great because I'm here.
Yeah.
Just alone that I'm breathing means I'm great. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Cause like when I went through my thing, like it snuck up on me. I didn't know what was going on. Like it was just, I had self-diagnosed PTSD. You know what I mean? Like from just messed up stuff that was happening back to back.
Of course.
Like my pops. My pops was just like, he passed away from cancer in 2019, and like,
sorry about that.
I think that he we believe that it came because it went into remission in 2010, and then after he passed away, we started to kind of look into his stuff, and look, he had doctor's notes and stuff from like 2015,
saying
and
what was up.
We like, okay, dang, this man, it came back. And it's been back for years, and he ain't tell nobody. You know what I mean? And it's like over them years, we'll see like stuff. I won't go into too much detail, but
of course.
One day I will. But you just see stuff, and it's like something's going on with this man. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, and all while I'm still trying to rap and do something and be somebody. You know what I mean? That was before I had any type of idea of what, and you don't have to give your opinion on it, but like one of the things that I was saying, like I was never like an atheist or nothing like that, but I didn't have no real idea what that was supposed to be. It was just pretty much if you don't believe in God and Jesus Christ, you get your ass beat in this house.
Boom, ASAP.
You know what I'm saying? So once trouble started to rear its ugly head, I didn't really have no strong idea of what that refuge that they claim is in a God is. You know what I'm saying? So turn to drugs, exasperates it, and then you kind of keep going. But then my brother ended up giving me some dope books. I always bring this book up. If you haven't read it, I think it's a good book just in general. 12 Rules for Life, The Antidote to Chaos by Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. clinical psychologist. Book changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I always credit him with scraping the psychological formula for spirituality. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because it's like some of the stuff that, some of the rules in the book, like he draws it from, like Jung, Nietzsche, these people,
Sure.
but it's also like very biblical. So it's like he draws comparisons to like his understanding of what some of these teachings in the Bible are, and then explains how they're psychological, and then that's why I'm creating this rule, because it's something foundational about the human experience that is in that teaching, and this is how it's explained psychologically. So if you do these things, it helps you to straighten yourself out, as he puts it, and then walk the narrow line. You know what I'm saying? So that book really changed my life, and I was able to deal with stuff a lot better. And I guess that was right after my pops passed, because it was like I was doing good, but then it kind of came back, and my brother was like, go watch this dude, bro. Like, because you're doing good, you don't need to be getting sad again. Go watch this book. Read this book. And I read it, and then it changed my life completely. And then I had this, I gotta find better ways to describe it, but I'll just use the words that I can. The most profound, transcendent experience that I ever had in my life. And then all of this idea of I never thought that there was no God, but I knew that it was something going on after that,
for sure.
And then life was lit. It was like, oh man, this is lit. I know how to go about living life. I know how to stand up straight.
For sure.
I know how to move forward. I call it ground zero.
For sure.
I don't have no problems with nobody. My family situation is decent. My room is clean.
For sure. ASAP.
I got a little bit of money in my pocket. I don't know nobody, no paper. And then COVID happened. So I kind of fell back into it. And it was a different type of existential angst that I was going through during COVID. But then I just put all of the substances away, and then started to kind of get back on some of those teachings and with other books. And it's given me the tools that I kind of need to be able to deal with it. And it's like, to talk about what you were saying about being out in places, it's like I would be out in places and I wasn't really looking at myself. I couldn't really look at myself, I'm really just running it at this point.
I know, it's love. It's all good. I kind of can relate to that. I ain't gonna lie, man. I learned and I perfected the art of faking a smile. You know what I'm saying? One of the best / worst aspects of what I do is like talking to fans. I love talking to people coming up to my merch table. Oh, dude, you were amazing. You were incredible. It's usually amazing to hear the stories. I hear all kinds of stories, but it just ran my meter dry every night. You know what I mean? And it really, I don't know, it sucked after a while. It's just like, dog, I don't want to do this. It's like having to go somewhere you really don't want to go, but you just have to go. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of deal. And it really hurt. It was like, dog, it was adding to, because I can only fake for so long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just not healthy, man. It's not healthy. So again, once I reevaluated things, I know about that though. Going out in public and just kind of there.
One of the things that was going on when I was in that zone, like I could not nurture no type of relationship. I couldn't nurture no type of friendship, but I was still just trying to move around like nothing was going on, and one of the things that I'll always say for anybody out there that's going through some sort of mental problem, depression or whatever, is spend a little bit of therapy. 100%. I got a therapist myself.
Yeah, hell yeah.
therapy 100% if you don't have somebody that you trust that you can talk to.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
that's the real thing about it is it's you just got to be able to talk about whatever it is that
For
you're
sure.
going out. Because verbalizing it, whether that be, talking to somebody works. Journaling is important. Just seeing what it is,
For sure.
Because one thing that I realized was I was like very distant, and afterwards, like, because all the stuff that I was going through with my pops, and all of the stuff that I was going through with like, misunderstandings with friends and family, all while I'm sinking into this depressive state. Now, anything that that like if anybody was to play with me, like it turned into this, how dare you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not leveled. I'm not at a ground zero.
Maybe it's like drop of a hat kind of deal. That's what you're saying, or is it
No,
more
no, no.
just
It
it
was
could be
like
the
later.
slightest?
It'll be later.
Oh,
Like
okay,
it'll be
okay.
later. Like, wait a second. You know what I mean?
for
Like,
sure, for
how
sure.
dare you? Because now I'm back here dealing with all of this stuff that I got to deal with.
For sure.
And it's like, how dare the people out there in that world that have no idea what I'm going through
Yeah, for sure.
play with me like they know me or anything. Of course, the world is still gonna world, you know. So that's what I had to do. You know what I mean? I had to spend a long time alone.
Yeah, for sure. That is the best thing. And again, when my breakup happened, that's what I did. Kind of just took 2-3 months to myself. I just didn't do anything. I was lucky enough, had a little something happen, so I was laced up with a little bread, so I could just kind of chill. And I just stayed inside, man. I rearranged my entire house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I bought a new TV. I had a PS4 at the time, but that broke, so I ain't had a game system in a while. Bought a new game. I bought a new PS4. Like I just hung out and I just chilled in my house. I didn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Would you say that your what are they, circadian rhythms are
What's
are
that phrasing?
proper?
I'm not
It's like
familiar with that.
I could be. I'm pretty sure it's like just like proper sleep, proper diet. Like,
Like, am I into that? As you
do
saying?
you get a proper amount of sleep every night?
Nah, man. I suffer from insomnia really bad.
Really?
Yeah, man. It sucks.
What's nighttime for Alfred Banks like?
Like nighttime? Shucks. I try to go to sleep early, and when I say early, I'm talking like 9, 10 o'clock. I try,
Me too.
but 2, 3 maybe when I finally like start getting sleepy. Maybe. You know what I mean? I just started taking melatonin. Shout out to my man Justin, because I was always just like not really into like stuff. I'm just not into it. Even in the lightest, I'm good. And I never really did CBD. No, I was like, I'm good. And he was like, dog, trust me, I know you. Just take 2 of these, you'll be fine. And it's like gummies. I was like, whatever, cool. And I do it. I was like, oh, it helps. You know what I mean? So because my mind races, you dig, and I'm always thinking about something. I'm always like in my own head. About stuff that I can't control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, but when it comes to, I exercise a lot. So I play a lot of
Okay,
basketball.
Yeah.
Right?
Ray told me.
Yeah. Shouts to Ray Wembley, man. That boy is a beast on the court.
I never seen him play basketball.
Yo, he's nuts. Yo, him and Prosper Jones.
It's crazy
Nuts.
to watch him talk about that because I never see him play basketball, and then he's like
Nuts.
telling me about him and you and B Mike and like
Nuts. You hear me?
yeah.
Nuts. I seen that dude take over game. Yo, he's amazing. But I exercise a lot.
Okay.
And during COVID, that's kind of how me and Ray got close, because he wanted to play ball all the time. And I mean, after I came out of my funk, or at least started to feel better, because me and Ray had always been cool. Like I seen him obviously on Canal doing this thing. This is just a great example of how therapy and things can help, right? And get into a better headspace. I knew of Ray.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ray respected me. I respected him. I just thought this dude was just otherworldly nice, right? And just an alien. And but we never really conjured up any real conversation. There was no real relationship there. And then I I had to went through my problems, and I came out of my thing, right, a little bit better. And then he would just call me randomly. Yo, what's good? And I'm like, and at one
During
point,
COVID?
yeah, and I'd just be like, I don't really want to. Usually, I would be like, I'm gonna ignore that.
I
I'm not talking.
don't really want to talk.
But then one day I was just like, yo, what's the word, man?
He's
How
a
you
nice
feeling?
guy.
Bruh, Ray is amazing, dog. He's so positive.
He's so
and just
like,
so
bro,
happy. And it's like I was like, dog, you don't frown ever, like dog, like, cause I had this joke I always say, like, any person that smile that much and laugh that much, they probably got a body in their closet or something, dog. Just so,
Yeah.
But no, dog, so happy. His energy is so beautiful. You play ball? I was like, yeah, I ball. We should go to the court one day and play. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then we started ball. Yo, the dude is amazing, and he kind of helped me embrace this idea of being happy and not feeling guilty about it. Right?
Yeah.
He just brings this joy.
Yeah.
Great father, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Great husband. Like, the dude is just. And
I
then,
never met nobody like that guy.
You know what I mean? Just that glow. And then the cool thing was, I'll never forget the convo we had. It was between, first, my man Marcel P. Black. He encouraged me during COVID. I can't do shows, and that's like my bread and butter. Mm-hmm. So what are some ways that I can talk to the fans and stay in front people? And Marcel's like, dog, you need to do something online. Like, just throw some content up there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And then Ray was like, why don't you just freestyle? Mm-hmm. Like, you know how to freestyle? And I was like, yeah, I haven't done that in years. I mean, well, you know, I would freestyle here or there, but, like, I haven't really dug into that. And he was like, yeah, man, just get a TikTok and freestyle. And just post that on the gram. And I was like, oh, sure, why not? And I started doing that. And, like, I started getting fans just from the freestyles. Yeah. And I kind of got into my bag with that. And then the Pelicans hit me up like, hey, man, you know, we got this game with the Magic. We would love for you to freestyle battle against Ray Wimley, of all people.
Right.
At the Pelicans game. I was like, good Lord. Like, and it all started for me just picking up the phone from homie and kind of getting that new energy in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I won't say a new aspect, but something that I've always, I know how to freestyle, whatever, but something that I kind of took for granted, came back around and became a very important focal point in my career. You know what I'm saying? Now is people know me for the freestyle. Even, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, like Clubhouse, right? When I'm on Clubhouse, there's a group of people from the UK. My girl Annie and my man, was it Tom Snad? I forget my other dude's name. But either way, I jumped into a room one day and somebody was like, yo, you know Alfred, he's a dope rapper. And it was like, well, can you play a song or something? And I was like, I don't have no setup for that. I could just freestyle about the room, though. And so I just kind of freestyle about everyone's PTR kind of going down. Yeah. It's like 12 people in the room, so I freestyle about something I saw, or I would click on their profile and right quick and try to freestyle about it as I went along. Right. I did that, and everybody was just like, dude, what the? I've never heard no, you know what I mean? So, and now I got fans in the UK just because of that, you know what I'm saying? So shouts to Ray and Marcel for inspiring me to do that, man. But again, the point of that was coming out of that darkness, right? Yeah. And doing what it takes to come out of it, getting therapy, maybe medication for some folks, whatever the case may be. You bring that new energy into your life, and you never know what could happen from that. Right. And so that's why, like, again, I guess just to bring it around somehow, like, therapy is just so important, man. Like, knowing what, you know, self-awareness is a skill that a lot of people don't have, but we should work towards practicing it. You know, knowing something's going wrong or going on and being able to just acknowledge it's okay to be like something's wrong. It's okay to not be okay sometimes. But when you know you're not okay, what are you going to do to get better, right? And there's nothing weak about that. There's nothing weak about saying, dog, I have a problem. Yeah. Whatever that problem may be. You know what I'm saying? I have an issue. My mental health is off or whatever the case.
Yeah, it's like, just to, you know, wrap up about Ray. Ray, he, I literally credit him with dragging me out of, like, and he doesn't even, like, take no credit, or like he doesn't even act like it was a big deal. But like during COVID, I was going through it too, and he would just pull up to the house with the sage and stuff. Like, what's up, man? Da 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 da. You know, what you working on? Blah, blah. You should come to the crib. Blah blah blah. This and that, and like he literally pulled me out of like a depressive state in COVID. It's deeper than that, but
of course
I can keep it as I can keep the verbiage.
I know what's up
there.
You know, dude is amazing, man.
Yeah,
I love Ray, man. Like. And now that he's, you know what I'm
saying? It's very, like, blanket statement, but be nicer to each other.
Dog, right? Something that small,
Try to be nicer to each other, yo. Especially, like, and then the social media thing, like, that's a whole nother conversation when it comes to
Tell me about it.
To the depression and anxiety.
Mental health. Comparing yourself to people you never even met.
Comparing yourself to people you never met. Like, just the constant bombarding of back and forth about opinions. You'll have a crappy week because somebody disagreed about your take on an album.
Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, dog, it's not that important. And even if we disagree on things, whatever the case may be, like, we're still human at the end of the day, you know? And we should just find some common ground somewhere.
And that's one of the reasons why I started this, you know what I mean? Like, to have conversations with people because, I mean, not necessarily our generation. We're, like, right in the middle of, right before the internet came out. But, like,
we watched it, like, really become a thing.
Happy Tree Friends?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Oh, wow, yeah. Gee whiz.
We shouldn't have been watching that.
Yeah, bruh. Jesus Christ. I forgot about that show. Damn. Yeah.
We shouldn't have been watching that.
Yeah, we watched the rise of adult cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point.
But yeah, it's like these kids nowadays, I don't think they have conversations in front of people, like face to face, like as much as, definitely as much as the last generation, not as much as we do.
Man, these kids don't even know how to write in cursive. Something that small is just like, damn, there's a big difference there. There's a big gap.
Yeah.
Do people even write stuff down anymore? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. They could type their asses off though.
You know?
Yeah.
Thumbs go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But not even to sound like the old guys in the room, but it's just more like I'm looking at this I'm just like to go hip hop for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this, like there's no more. You know how like when you started rhyming, you had to do like open mics to like get those bumps and bruises to figure out how you're gonna perform,
right?
To get in front of people, right?
Right.
There is none of that no more. I don't know. That's a blanket statement. That's a hyperbole. I hate that. I'll say that it feels like that's not a thing anymore. The first time we hear an artist is the first time they've ever recorded anything. There's no more cutting room floor.
Yeah.
There's no more rough drafts.
Yeah.
You just record it and put it out.
Right.
And then the first time a person ever performs is at the House of Blues in front of like 1,000 people.
The epidemic of rappers on the Breakfast Club saying, I started rapping last week.
Oh, man, I just started rapping like 3 weeks ago. I don't even take this serious. It's not even a real thing
I don't
for
even
me.
care about rapping.
I don't even care about this. I just be saying nonsense. I freestyle all that. And people just be like, oh, but it's so thoughtful. It's like, but that's no. But like, real talk, like, it's just no editing anymore. There's no cutting room floor. You know what I mean? Like, we just kind of watch it happen. And I don't think that's safe because as we watch it happen, that's not the only thing that's developing. These are kids here, and these people are developing opinions. They're growing up, probably still even hitting puberty in some instances, right? Their mind states change, the opinions change, the way they look at things change, right? So, but we don't live in a world where we have patience for that,
right?
Everything is fast food, really fast. So if you don't say what I want to hear right now, get out of here.
That's one of the things that was like, I still make music. I talked to this episode comes out after. So I talked to AB because AB came and did it.
Oh, Mr. AB?
Yeah.
That's my man's in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
That episode
man.
it's out now to y'all. So it's so go watch that episode. It's really cool.
For sure.
But,
shouts to Mr. AB. That boy cool.
Yeah. I was talking to him and it was like, I do make music, but I kind of like, I'm very conscious of the way I go about it because that was the whole thing in 2020. It was like, what am I saying in this music? You know what I mean? Like, and then, but it's like the music, just rapping in general, like I can't be trying to drop out 6 mixtapes in a year just to keep people looking at me, man. Like it's just like it's challenging. You know what I mean? Hip hop in general, like it's exhausting.
But also at the same time, like what I've learned, man, is like you can kind of, there are the standards and all the things, but you could kind of create your own thing.
Yeah,
you know
I mean, it seems like independent music is thriving right now in the sense of if you want to work on something and you work on it really well and you have all your business together, then you can get your this many fans and then actually be able to do that full time.
Yeah, for sure.
As opposed to, like, I mean, in the industry, what I'm talking about is like how in the industry, like they're always fighting for relevance.
So fighting for bandwidth, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's fighting for bandwidth.
Dropping stuff, acting stupid, like all the time just to keep people looking at them.
For sure. That fighting for bandwidth will ruin people.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be empty, shallow skeletons of yourself. And, I would consider myself in the industry, but, I'm not like a major player in the industry, but I am very much there. But I got like major label writing credits and stuff, whatever. But for the most part, like, I don't even look at it like that. I don't look at it like I'm trying to. I think that's actually a problem with a lot of. That's pretty. I don't say mean, but I feel like the problem with a lot of up and coming guys is like all they see is the industry. So like I got to do
They
whatever
don't
it takes to get
recognize.
there.
Yeah, they don't recognize all the middle ground and
Dog,
thriving
people
areas
thrive
that you
in the
can,
middle. I know 2 rappers. I won't. There's no reason to put their business out, but 2 rappers that one makes $250,000 a year, another makes like $400,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably, I know you know one of them. I know you don't know the other one. I'll tell you after this is over. No hit records. One was signed to a major a couple times, but that didn't really pan out. Yeah, and they make almost $500,000 a year.
Right.
And I've had convos with people that say that's $500,000. That's it. It's like, how much do you make? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it's
Right.
like these guys make a lot of money doing what they love.
Yeah.
And they're in the middle ground, man. They get to tour the world, fans all over the place, you know. Like I've opened for both of these acts, and these guys are amazing, you
Right.
know. And there's that middle. That middle is so beautiful. That's a sweet spot because you get to the perks.
You can
of
walk
being,
in Walmart.
and people don't understand. Like I've never gotten as close to like a Kanye fame. I probably never get there. Who knows? I don't know. But I'll say that would drive anybody crazy.
I'm trying to tell you.
You know, like I remember when I was on the cover of the Gambit for that like week that my cover was out. I got recognized the most I've ever been recognized in my life. It didn't even get irritating, but like 5 times a day, dude. Like 6 times a day. Oh, hey, you look familiar. You rap? Yeah.
When we was just in Cali, and I was in Cali with Ray, and that's when he just rapped with Common.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, it was like, you know, like we was out there for some hours, and crowds would come and then they'll go, and they had these 2 girls that was just sitting there the whole time just watching. They just loved it. They loved it, and they was just sitting there, and I'm just sitting up there watching, and then they got the screaming right next to me, and I'm like, who's fighting? And then I turn to my left, and I see Common. And I'm talking about as soon as I turned around, it was like 100 people just crowding. They didn't even know he was about to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now he's taking pictures, selfies and
thing.
stuff. And like, it was an entire crowd of people just there. You know what I mean?
That sounds cool like one time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe twice.
And when Ray was done, bro, I was sitting there and, this dude was just standing next to me, and he was like, "Do you know Common?" And I was like, "No, I don't know Common. I just met him with you."
Yeah, literally. You know.
And he said, "Do you know him?" "Who, Ray?" "Yeah, I know him." "Will you listen to my song?" And I'm like, "What do you want me to do that for?"
Telling you, dog. Like it's the is it that 6 degrees of separation kind of deal? Maybe it's a better way to say that, but nah, literally, that sucks. You know, like when I toured with Tank and them.
You just got to be a certain type of person to enjoy it.
I've been a normal person. I'm 30 now. I just turned 30, and I've been normal. I mean, I've had little whatevers here and there that have kind of shot my name up a bit, but like for the most part, I've been normal for 30 years. So if I ever have a moment where something pops off for me and I become a household name, or at least, you know, whatever the case, I've been normal for so long that I don't think that's gonna change me. Mm-hmm. You know, I've touched a little bread, but like I've never like touched M, so I don't know about that, right? But I will say, I don't think fame, cause I don't care about fame. Right. I care about notoriety enough to where it will help pay my bills. I don't care about fame.
Yeah,
because fame is shallow. It can be very now, you know, you got people like Common. I don't know what that man does in his personal life, but he seems like a very cool guy.
Yeah, he be chilling.
And Ray Wembley does not care who the hell you is. If your energy not right, he not rocking with you.
Right.
I've had convos with him telling him, "Yo, do we work with this person?" Like, nah. If it don't happen organically, I'm not with it.
He doesn't. He doesn't. It's not. It won't even be necessarily like yeah. When it comes to working in music, you mean?
For sure.
He can't work with.
Nah.
Like he's gotten. I ain't gonna say no names, but like. It's crazy because he's gotten. Common wasn't like the first celebrity that tried to
he
get
told
with
me
him.
The joints. Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like
was...
all kind of rappers have been trying to get with him, and he's like, I don't. But Common is like that's Common. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
what Common portrays himself as, who he really is. After you know what I mean, he really embodies that to a certain degree. We're all human,
of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
That's Ray just tries to line up his artistry with. And the thing that he works with people that are like on that
That wavelength.
That wavelength.
Exactly, man. And that's a beautiful thing. So like that whole fame idea, like being able to just you can't go nowhere, you get stopped everywhere. Like I was in the mall the other day. I was in the mall looking for some black cargo pants. I still haven't found them. Very upset about that. But I saw Trombone Shorty in the mall.
Okay.
First thing I wanted to do was like, yo, like I love what he probably looking for a tank top. I'm not about to bother that man.
Right.
I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he probably gets that a million. He had the mask on. I just know Trombone Shorty because who doesn't really know Trombone? But I know his face, whatever. But yeah, I'm not about to run up on you in the middle of the mall and be like, hey, I love what you do. Can we take a picture? It's kind of weird if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like, and I always thought the relationship between fan and famous person is weird because fans just completely disregard everything because that picture or just you got to know how I feel about you. In a way, it's kind of selfish. Kind of. You're bigging them up. So, you know, but like I've been blessed to all my experiences have been because I'm not famous. So like all my experiences have been genuine. So people are going out of their way to tell me things that they didn't have to tell me because I don't have a hit record, right? I'm not in no viral video or nothing like that. I've gone viral, but I'm not in nothing like crazy. So people telling me the things that they've told me and sharing beautiful things with me that they have is different. That's beautiful. But just that I'm going to post this picture on the ground because it's going to give me a lot of likes, that shallow stuff, miss me with it, dog. I don't want none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm blessed and happy to have carved out the career that I have. And we're only going up from here. But like to kind of be where I'm at, the way I'm doing it, I think I'm going to have longevity. And the type of fans and people that I bring along, they're going to appreciate the artistry before anything else. And that's what I was saying earlier about like you can kind of create the world you live in musically. You don't have to follow, not you, I'm just saying in general, but you don't have to follow what the industry says is the new norm or the standard. You can just do your thing. And people that look like Doom hadn't, before he passed, rest in peace, hadn't dropped the album in like a solo album since 2009.
Right.
Is he not one of the most revered MCs ever? Like, even if you don't like what he does, like when people think underground hip hop, he is the most famous underground rapper like ever.
Right.
Because even Tolle was signed to a major. Doom was never signed. Well, no. In the early 90s he was. But as a solo act, he was never signed, you know? But one of the most revered independent underground rappers of all time, you know? But he didn't drop often. He would do like collab tapes here and there, maybe some beat tapes. But he didn't drop music like that. You know what I'm saying? It was maybe like a 6-year span from like 7 years. From like 1999 to like 2008 where he dropped music. And that's what created his legacy. You know what I mean? So you can create whatever you want for your thing. And that's the beautiful part about this life, this landscape we live in now. There's enough space and bandwidth for everybody.
Yeah, I've been like I was just thinking like cuz I got my first ever placement. I wrote for this guy named Beijera. It's called Rolling Stone featuring Rich the Kid. I got my first placement ever. And I wouldn't mind doing that for the rest of my life.
Sometimes being in front of the camera ain't the wave.
I wouldn't mind sitting in somebody's studio and going to sleep when I want and eating what I want and then just writing little jingles and stuff. And then another cool thing about it is I don't have to think about what I'm saying to a certain degree. I mean, like
for someone else.
Yeah,
right.
You know, it's
Tell
like I can sing. I can write a song for a female R&B singer. You know what literally. I mean? Like, that's a whole new era of stuff that I'm not gonna say on my album.
Come on,
you know what I mean?
I think that's a beautiful thing about writing is I always said that, man. I want to get into ghostwriting because it's something that is beautiful because I could like I'm gonna say what the kids do, but like what's the norm like? What do
you think of that? What do you think of that mumble rap?
I'm not mad at it.
Can you bump it?
I maybe not all of it, right? I'm a stickler for bar work. Not even like rappity rap. I don't listen to Eminem all day, right? Eminem is dope. I think he's incredible.
You see these new cats trying to say Eminem can't rap because white?
Honestly, it's big now.
Y'all knew.
Tell me about it,
bro. Don't play with me.
Like, now I will say this: M has put out some bad music.
Yeah.
But I say this and I always get flack.
I mean, but Eminem never really put out no super duper bumpable music unless you was in the gym.
This last album, was it Music to Be Murdered to?
Yeah.
He got like 4 records on there you could play out loud.
Okay.
I was like, what? Yeah. Eminem. But I will say this though, on the face of Earth, I don't think there's anyone that could do what Eminem does, but it's to a fault.
Yeah.
I always feel like he's so good, it's irritating sometimes. It's just like, ugh. Like,
Yeah.
the only other person I feel like that could rock with him but make good music is Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe Fiasco is like, I say he's like the greatest rapper of all time to me.
To me, he's my
He's got
GOAT.
the best voice. He's got
Voice
the best.
is crazy, flow is crazy,
The
content is
substance
crazy. Oh,
in
man.
his
It's
music
just-
is like amazing.
It's just different. You know what I'm saying? And he's still just as good as he was when he was popping.
Right.
Like, if you listen to, I don't know if you listen to Drogus Waves.
I did. I mean, I listened to some of it, but you know, it's like it was very long and it
gets
a lot
a little-
of stuff in it.
it
Like
gets-
they have a song about, they was talking about that on Joe Budden, about dinosaurs having sex or something.
That's Houses. That's House. So that's the album he did with Virgil Abloh.
Okay.
That record is about dinosaurs. It's about their coming in and then leaving. But it's a metaphor for how rappers can come in the game and then go away. And then it's also a metaphor for human nature, how humans are born, live, and then die. He made that song because his godson was like, can you tell me about dinosaurs?
Right.
He was in a museum. And there's actually a picture on his gram. And I only know this because I follow Lupe and I watch him on his gram a lot. He goes live a lot. And he was,
I've been watching.
he was like, yeah, I can tell you about it. I'm going to just rap it. So that song was for his godson.
Okay.
But it also shows just how incredible that dude made a song about like, if you look at it from that angle, it's like, dog, this dude can rap. This dude's amazing.
Yeah. Like,
You know? But some of that, sometimes to be that lyrical, sometimes the quality of the music isn't as bumpable, right? But so to answer your question, some of the stuff I'm not really into. I'm just from a generation where all the rappers rapped about selling drugs, not using them. So that's just not cool for me. Like
Yeah.
I don't think promoting drug use. I don't think promoting selling drugs is cool.
Yeah.
But I damn sure don't like promoting usage.
I mean, that's what I've been thinking about. Ray really made me think of that. Like, Ray's good at doing a bunch of stuff without talking about why he's doing it.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's a lot of stuff that we could leave out of this music that, like, that we talk about all day, every day. Sometimes it's stuff that we don't even really do. Like, Reedy Imperial?
Yeah, that's my man's in there.
Man, oh yeah, he was just on his
my
podcast.
Man, for sure.
Okay, let me just say this: Reedy Imperial is hands down like the best lyricist that I've ever met from New Orleans.
That
like,
dude can really rhyme. Like, it's scary.
His literacy is.
Shouts to him. He got signed to DJ Toomp a while back, man. That's how he kind of got his name and shit.
Okay.
And stuff, man. It's dope. That dude can really rap.
Yeah. I was I didn't forgot what I was even about to say about him. We was talking about Lupe.
Lyricism.
Yeah,
Just
but we
being the best rapper coming out of.
I done forgot what I was saying. But I know that we was just talking about the stuff that we say in. Oh yeah, he said on his live, he was like, "How many hours a day do you dedicate to sliding on the ops?" It's like it's no breakfast. It's no breakfast. It's no maybe you shoot pool on a Friday night. Maybe grabbing something to eat. Da 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 da. He said it's
man.
just all day you're sliding on the ops.
It's like you wake up. Oh man, who can I get rid of on the opposition today? Man, someone's got to die today.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we always talk about what you said, because Ray told me that this imaginary opposition that's. So just say
It's just
let
like
you say it out of
all
your
rap,
mouth.
I don't remember exactly, but it's just like this idea that like we're all rapping at this imaginary dude
Yeah.
that has apparently a very bad girl. He has all the best. He has a really terrible drugs. His clothes are terrible. He can't dress well, but his girlfriend's really hot, so we take her, right? But his guns are small. He's not effective with his aim, right? Apparently he's ugly. He can't rap. He can't sing. He gets played in the club. Doesn't have money. He can't buy the alcohol. Like, this one dude sucks.
His life sucks.
He's also the same as that girl that we talk about. I took your chick in the.
Yeah.
Who's that chick?
Yeah, he said every rapper always wants my girl.
It's like, yo, my man, why you can't go get her? Why you gotta get mine? You know?
Yeah.
But it really ain't even mine. It's that dude's girl.
Yeah.
That specific dude. That
Yeah, it's
remains,
always his girl.
remains nameless. I don't know who this dude is, but he's been around since rap. It's
Yeah, he's
crazy.
been
You know what I'm
around
saying?
since the 80s.
This dude's probably in his 50s now.
Yeah.
He's just the most. You know what I'm saying? Like it's it's crazy. It's like, though, who are you, fam? Shouts to Rick. That was funny when I said that when my man Rick.
So that was the most hilarious and
It's
the most
real, 'cause
truthful
it's like,
stuff
dog,
in
who
the
is
world,
this dude, bro?
And bro, it's like we've all done it too.
Of course.
We've all done
I
it.
still do it. Yo, I come through, man. You know what I'm saying? I got fresher sneakers than you. Who are you?
Yeah. Who's the guy with the sneakers? Yeah.
You know, but nah, man. There is a lot of things we can keep out of the music, bro. But at the same time, for every yin, there's yang. I don't think everything should just be positive all the time because that's just not natural. It's not healthy. I mean, positivity is beautiful, and
it's kind of healthy.
It is kind of healthy, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, for every sweet, it needs spicy, and it needs salty. You know,
you can't expect it. Period.
It's just not. It's not natural.
You can't expect it. Like, I just think that we should just be a little bit more conscious about what we're doing. So. We can talk about real stuff, real situations. You know what I mean? But like that situation, unless you're genuinely talking about some guy that sucks, like, you know what I mean? It's just, like, you know, concept rap. Talk about things that, you know, tell a story.
But nah, a lot of the guys and gals that rhyme, you know, the younger guys and gals that rhyme, because they're, you know, they got dope MCs, Rhapsody, Cyrock, you know, Sky Zoo, Mickey Fax, like Mega Ran, like these guys are really amazing MCs. Yeah. So there's a lot of guys and gals who get it popping. You know what I'm saying? But for the like mainstream kind of deal, you know, everything evolves, and right now it's being melodic about how you're gonna be violent towards people. It's about killing people with a melody. You know, you got codeine in your veins. What is it? Oh, no. The thing now is singing and harmonizing about how your friends messed you over. You know what I mean? Like, apparently every rapper out right now has really bad homeboys. If you think about, like, songs are like, what is it? I thought you were my homie, but you left me. They all have really bad. They're all really bad judge of character. Yeah, it's just like, you know what I'm saying. It's like, man, your circle sucks, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I got this money and I'm rich, but I'm sad because my homie left and he smashed my girl, and I thought my girl was real, but she not. I got this codeine. It's like, damn. Yeah. You know, it's really sad. It's like, dog, like, you should pick better friends. Stop doing these drugs.
They all have a really bad.
And move out of
really bad judgment.
Yeah, and move out of the city you live in, because everyone there.
Get away from those people.
Yeah, I mean, like, Jesus Christ, go move to Montana or something, dog. Like, go Dipset. So, but a lot of that is sad to hear. And you know, but at the same time,
I do respect the art. I respect the art. Like, I'm a Playboy Cardi fan though.
I never really dove into his stuff, but the little I heard,
I was a big Travis fan. But
he got a record with A$AP Rocky that's fire.
I think that's something about a gun. Chopper gonna hit you.
I'm sure it has a gun in there. You know what I mean? Someone's got to die, right?
Chopper. Something about a chopper.
But that record's fire because A$AP Rocky slid on that joint. That joint's crazy.
Yeah. He's got a real psychedelic thing. It's a whole different what's the word I'm looking for? Value, for lack of better words. It's a whole different thing you're looking for when you listen to that stuff.
And also, man, I'm not going to say a rap, but I'm not about to go listen to Lil Rapper X, or maybe that's a rapper name, sorry.
That's probably a real rapper name.
Lil whoever.
Lil Loaded.
Yeah, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Something like this.
Lil Tabletop, or whoever the case, right? And go there listening and be mad because he don't rap good.
Right.
He's 19 years old.
Yeah, you know that's the thing that always kills me. It's like, what are y'all doing? Like, it's like they're looking for the little rapper that you already know. It's been years of this. They're not about to do it. They're not about to start rapping bars. It's not going to happen. Like, it's never going to happen.
Just go listen to the people who do. So what if they're not as famous? Just go listen to them.
Yeah, they got a bunch of them, you know. I've been separated that. Like, in my phone, I have Spotify playlists. It's called mumble rap.
For sure.
I got one called lit. I got one called hip hop, and then I got one old school hip hop.
For sure, man.
You know, it's a different vibe when I want to hear that.
For sure, man. And that's my biggest thing with it. But these younger guys, man, what they do ain't easy.
It's not easy.
Don't get it twisted. That stuff is not easy to find
it's
a melody in these beats.
It's not easy to simplify your voice and lyrics to that extent. Mm-hmm. And then the ad-lib game is a whole different talent.
And make it like serviceable to the masses. That's a talent, dude. Like, a lot of people can't do that, you know. I kind of ride that line sometimes. Like, you know, I feel like I'm, you know, I could be lyrical spiritual, but I'm not a lyrical spiritual rapper. I've never really been a lyrical spiritual rapper. That's actually one thing I always thought was funny. People always call me a conscious rapper. Yeah. It's probably because of the company I keep, but I'm not really a conscious rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I have content, a little bit of content, but all I talk about is like...
We just had that conversation. Because conscious just means aware. So if you talking about if you really are doing drugs and you really are toting guns
And taking
and
people's
you are
girlfriends.
aware that you're really doing that and you also talk about that, then you're technically a conscious rapper.
So Young Jeezy is a conscious rapper. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's real as hell. So, but at the same time, like I take pride in hip hop. My music is based in hip hop. Like that's where I come from, and that's what I always at least kind of bring through. You know, even if I'm singing on the record, you'll hear something hip hop. You know, so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of being a guy that I could destroy a cipher, then jump on stage and do a Paul Simon cover in front of all these white people, and then like I can go in the hood and rep Uptown. You know what I'm saying? Or I could do all of the things, and I take pride in that too. But I'm not like Marcel P. Black is a conscious MC. He raps about fighting the system. He raps about you know what I'm saying, like that type of deal. That's what. He's a conscious MC, and it does him. I
separate it like that.
He does him a disservice to call me that when he does it and lives in it and is that 100%. You know what I mean?
I do separate it like that. I have my own personal way of separating it. Once you get into group conversations, it's like one person looks at it a different way, considers a conscious rapper a different thing, like hip hop and rap. Look, I split it up like this. Well, I call it mumble rap. I just call it that. No, it's no disrespect. I just call it that because it's easier to categorize
people
it.
Know what it is.
You know what I'm talking about when I say that.
Of course.
I say hip hop and I say rap. I say like the whole freestyle conversation that started to happen. Like that's not a freestyle. That he wrote that. I say freestyle and off the dome. Boom. Separated like that. Like period. Like if you freestyling, that's just you wrote some raps. Like
and it just has no point to it.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know,
and off the dome is literally
and off the dome is like
at the moment.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I think you know. I always thought that rap hip hop convo was weird because like you have to rap to be in hip hop, so it's like the same thing. It's just I think, but the music is just evolved. You know what I mean? But the music is always evolved. You know what I'm saying? It went from being rapping about the situation going on around you, making it better, to being like, man, I'm selling dope, but I'm doing it to make to get my family some money because I can't get a job. Then it was like, oh, I'm starting to get money off this dope. Yeah, I'm selling dope. It's lit. Then it was like, okay, well, now I got all this dope, I have money. I'm about to put on all this ice. I'm going to go crazy and be flashy. Right. Then it was like, man, I'm selling dope, man. I'm still selling dope? This kind of sucks. Then it was like, you know what? I'm sad about always selling dope. I'm going to try this dope. Let me see what's up. Oh, now
I'm going to try the dope.
I'm going to be, I'm a dope head. So it just evolved, you know what I mean? So, you know, things evolve. And I just think it's music at the end of the day.
It is music at the end.
Yeah,
what do you think of that Nas album? You listen?
I've not.
You didn't? Did you listen to the first
no.
King's Disease?
No, I'm not not a Nas fan, but I kind of listen to what I listen to, and Nas isn't in that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure it's amazing. He's a great guy, great MC. You know what I'm saying? But he's not on my.
I'm not no big Nas fan, but
Dude can rap though.
I listen to King's Disease and because I like that Ultra Black.
Oh. And then Ultra Black is a fire record. I heard
that was fire.
That's crazy.
You know, so I just played it, and it's a good album. Him and Hit Boy.
Hit Boy is, man, whew, that boy ain't missed. No pun intended. Hit Boy. That dude has not, dog. The last we gotta think about it. From 2011 to 2021, he's had at least 5 hit records every single. He's almost on a Pharrell run right now.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like Niggas in Paris is literally one of the biggest hip hop songs to come out in the past 20 years.
Yeah.
And he produced that. You know what I'm saying? Like Beyonce.
I remember when they did that. Oh yeah, he did what for Beyonce? Flawless.
You know what I'm saying? Like and then on the underground level, he's produced for like Dom Kennedy and all these guys and Chasing Cash. Shout out to Chasing Cash. I'm trying to think what else he's produced. Click, Kanye and them.
Yeah.
Like he's produced like a lot of huge songs, you know what I mean? So I feel like Hit Boy should get more credit than he gets, and what he's doing for Nas right now. Because Nas, for me, the last good Nas album was Life is Good. The Kanye record wasn't good. When you get somebody like a producer to get in the studio with Nas and give him direction and give him good beats, the dude's unstoppable. But when you just give him the lead to do his thing, you get these bad albums that the songs suck and he's just writing thoughts. And that's what the Nas, was it Nasir? The Kanye record. Yeah, that's what you get.
I wasn't a real big.
Yeah,
I was listening to every one of those albums that was coming out.
For sure.
But I didn't stick with the Nas thing.
The joint the Cop Shot the Kid, that was a good record. I love that flip. That was a dope Slick Rick record. So he ran it, but I don't know. The Pusher joint was just fire. That was just,
The Pusha joint was fire, and Tiana Taylor's was really good.
I didn't even listen. I actually want to listen to her because she got a swag. I rock with her like aesthetic. Her kick game is
They was
nuts.
mad because Tiana Taylor's album could have been full length. It could have been way better. Like, it was rushed. Every song on it was amazing. If he spent time on it like he would normally do, like, it would have been so good. Like, but it was good for what it was for me.
Nah, her swag is lit. And shouts to was it Iman Shumpert, her husband?
Yeah.
Homie fly too, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Iman Shumpert. He's
Both
fly.
of those guys are fly, man. Like, that's dope when you just see two fly people together and having babies and just being fly.
Yeah,
They babies fly. Like,
Black love.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like it, man. It's a beautiful thing. So I rock with that for sure.
And Kid See Ghost. Did you listen to that?
I didn't.
Kid See
One or
Ghost
two records
runs
off of it.
Perfect.
If this was like 10 years ago, I'd have been all over that. Never been a big Cudi fan, right? I don't hate him or anything. I just like I liked the Kid Named Cudi. That mixtape was crazy. I liked so I got introduced to that whole generation of hip hop, that 07 to 09, 10 type vibe. You know exactly what I'm talking about, like Mickey Fax and all those guys. I had a friend. I worked at Winn-Dixie when I was in high school. I had a friend. He would always wear like pink earrings, and I was like, "Dog, why you always wearing pink? What's up with that?" He was like, "Oh man, Charles Hamilton, man, Charles Hamilton." I was like, "Who's that?" And he was like, "You don't know who?" So he gave me Pink Lava Lamp. He gave me the Greenhouse Effect Volume 1 with Asher Roth. He gave me Kid Named Cudi from Cudi. He gave me The Leak Volume 2 from Mickey Fax. He gave me shucks. He gave me Smokey Robinson from Spitter. And he gave me one other mixtape, and I can't remember. So that's 6 of like the 9, 10 people that was on that cover. And I listened to a Kid Named Cudi. I was like, yo, this is tight. Can't really rap that. It's cool. Charles Hamilton, like, whoop, that's mine.
You was rocking with that Charles Hamilton?
Oh man, he speaks to me. He's top. He's my top 5.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you would rock with.
Cause like, and a cool story. Man,
you met him?
So, they never met him, but it was so dope, man. Like, so I grew up. Charles got me through high school. He got me through my first years in college, and just my growing up. Cause he's bipolar. He went through some trauma.
Yeah.
And what he raps about is like embracing the trauma, but like spitting it back out. Like, you know, y'all allowed me to go through this, so here's what I think of that, and that's just beautiful, you know. Plus, he could really rap. So imagine going to like a mental institution, finding somebody who's completely off their rocker, but they're lyrical as hell.
Right.
That's Charles Hamilton. You know what I mean? I always considered myself, if Lupe and Charles had a baby, from the South, then you would get Alfred
from
Banks.
the South.
But either way, Charles, like, I listened to Charles. He's dropped 250 mixtapes. I listened to at least 125 of them. Like, the dude is amazing. And so when I was doing The Beautiful, I remember Mickey, my old manager at the time. That's right when me and Mickey started getting cool. So Mick knew I was a big Charles, because Mickey Fax is like my brother, and he knew that I was a huge Charles fan. So he got Charles on the phone, and I was able to talk to Charles, and I was like, dog. And I found out. I was like, Charles, dog, you don't understand, bro. Like, I used to be pushing baskets at my job listening to your stuff, dog. And
that's what's up.
And then, flash forward a couple years, I was on tour, and I get this random phone call, and it was Charles. And I was like, oh, man, how you get what's good? And he was like, yo, man, I want to do a project with you, man. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, what? And the idea he came up with.
That would have been so valid. I mean, like, that would have made sense.
Yeah, but the idea he wanted to do, I couldn't get with, but I just wound up taking one of the beats because he sent me a folder. I just picked one beat. It's called Mission. So I put it out just on Bandcamp. I'm probably gonna release it to all the outlets soon. But I got to rap over one of my favorite rappers' beats. Okay. Which for me is a dream come true. And if that song came out and nobody heard it, I don't give a damn. That was for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know a lot of people that get to say the people that they consider their Charles is in my top. He's number 2. On my top 5. And so
to this day.
Yeah. Like, no question. Okay. Because when he's one of those guys. A lot of my favorite rappers are guys that when they're gone, they'll get their just due. Right now, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? People are riding below the radar. You're not popping, so I don't care. If it falls in my lap, I'll listen to it. But since you're not in that system no more, I forget about you type vibe. But when they're gone, we'll understand how they influence everybody. When you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at. So Charles, I understand his music. I understand where he comes from. I know why he makes the music he makes, and the conversations that we've had. Him just running it with me, understanding that he's not on this planet. You know what I mean? I get it, and I love it. I love his just bare honesty. Like you don't find people like that often that just bare their soul in their music, and that's why I related to him so much. And he gave me the confidence.
I related to the Sonic Hedgehog thing.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like he gave me the confidence to just be real in my music. Without Charles, I wouldn't have made The Beautiful.
Right.
Because I felt like, well, people should know about my brother's death. Because this happened to me.
Yeah.
This is trauma that maybe somebody else can relate to. And I didn't know how many people would relate to, you know? My biggest album to date. And like, because of Charles, he gave me that energy and gave me the direction on how to do it, unbeknownst to him. And I always laugh because when Mickey told me, once we became cool, when he was in New Orleans one time on tour with NERD, and I met him, and he said he went back to New York and was like, yo, Charles, man, they got a dude down there in New Orleans. He dressed just like you, dog. He got the headphones. He got the pink on. You should see him. He a little clone, a little Charles clone. And that was me. I love what he did. So, yeah, Charles will forever be in my top 5. Lupe is my GOAT. Charles is my favorite rapper.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Lupe is the GOAT, though. Like, Lupe is the guy. But Charles is my
That's what's up.
my
And
favorite
it's
rapper.
that, you know, that little that freshman year, that kind of spread off everything now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like everybody's like influenced by something from there.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember, like, I'm pretty sure people, I think I talked about this before, but like my influence to start rapping, to start making rap music, hip hop, was 808s and Heartbreak.
Hey, turn up. Amazing album, dude.
Yeah, I love that album. I kind of knew who Kanye was, but I heard that album. My English teacher gave me that, and Dedication 3.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Right. That was around the same time.
Fire.
And I loved it. I was like, oh, shoot, the rappers can do this now? And, like, the first song I ever did had auto-tune on it.
Of course
and
it
like,
did. That time, if you didn't drop auto-tune, what was it?
I loved that, and I was a big, big Kid Cudi fan, you know. I won't say he saved my life.
Nah, the dude is talented. Those hums, man.
Yeah,
Those
when people say, and I say this straight up, man. People say Kid Cudi saved my life, and I'm like,
That's a bit
I'm like,
much.
are you sure that he saved your life, or did he just exasperate your depressive state?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but he does make music that, like, I don't know, it just resonates with people on a different level, and it's very admirable, but I can't.
It's kind of like Charles Hamilton is being honest about a certain mood that you're in, that you might not get that honesty in other things.
I know he went through, same thing with Charles. He went through a lot of drug issues, and so he talks about that. So does Charles. Charles has done every drug under the sun. So, you know, dealing with that. And also not even being 20 when he got signed.
Yeah.
They gave a 19-year-old kid $1 million with bipolar disorder who has, you know, trauma, sexual trauma, and drug addiction.
Yeah.
How was that going to play out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't play out well. And the label was like, whoop, whatever.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You know what I mean? Go figure it out, whatever.
You know, it's like, back to that mental health thing, man. It's like the most important thing.
It really is.
Mental being. Oh, a book that I wanted to put you on.
Okay.
Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I talked about this in one of these podcasts. You ever heard of it?
I'm not.
It's just, he's a spiritual teacher. It's really just about being present. I guess I could say that the main takeaway from the book is it teaches you how to stay present by unidentifying with the thoughts and the emotions, you know? And it's like, he says that by unidentifying with the thoughts and the emotions, you exist from the perspective of your soul. You know, not to get esoteric, but it's like, you still have the thoughts and you still have the emotions, but you're just, boom, thought comes. And it's pretty much like meditating. Like, you're just like, there it is right there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Look at it right there. Good and bad, you know what I mean? The emotion, feel it, you know what I mean? Like, and then kind of just, and this is what processing emotions is. And that book probably, that book is like the tool that I use for all of my inner work. But the 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson is how I deal with the world. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like,
That's
so
dope
those,
that you kind of separate those two to get your inner, get your gut straight and then get the outward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's fire.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
So that book is I would suggest that book for anybody, really everybody, whether you're dealing with mental health issues, depression, or anything like that. It just helps you move in the world a lot easier, because thoughts come up all day. And
Text me the names of those books, and
I will. I promise you, like, my brother tried to. This is funny. My brother said, "Bro," he was talking to my partner. He was like, "Son, I will pay you $100 to read this book."
That's hilarious. He just knew how epic it was gonna be for you. That's amazing.
He didn't read it, but anyway, like that's how important the book is.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Read that book.
That's beautiful, man.
And
you should reach out to those authors, and just reach out.
I am thinking pretty big about this. Like this, like one thing about this podcast, it's kind of got me, like it's opened up imagination way beyond anything that I could conceptualize in rap.
For sure.
I guess, if you know what I mean.
I know that what you mean.
It's like,
yeah, different things kind of have different goals, I guess, to a degree.
Different goals.
And it expands different.
I guess in music, I was never like, I guess with this is just like I'm more willing to reach out because I feel like I have like a valuable product or something that I've always felt my music was useful or valuable or worth consumption.
Sure.
But something about this is just a lot more. I will tell people about this. I will do the research. I will make sure that this shit is nice.
For sure.
So maybe one day, man, like
reach out. At least just build a relationship with them, and then when you feel you're ready, hey man, I have a platform. I'd love to have you on it. I was just telling a story about how I got on Nice Kicks earlier today. That's literally what I did. I just reached out, kept in touch, kept them up to date what I had going on, and at some point, I'll tell this quick. It's not super long story, but and I was skedaddle. I just gotta get some things going, but have to go to rehearsal for tonight.
Okay.
But nicekicks.com is a really big sneaker website. I've been following Nice Kicks since maybe 2010 when I was right when I graduated high school. And I always wanted to be on it. They always did this thing called Celebrity Sneaker Stalker. So every week they would pick 20 people, 15 celebrities, whoever had the hottest sneakers. Dopest outfits, but mostly sneakers is what they were focused on. And so I just always, the usuals, your Kanye's, your Wale's, Bun B's, who else is in this? Shucks. Stolly would be on there. Bunch of other guys. And so every now and again they have some random celebrity. It's like, oh, I didn't know they was in the shoes, whatever the case. So fast forward a couple years, me following the website 2015. I'm in South by Southwest, doing some gigs out there, and this is 2015, so I had done some things, but whatever the case. I get to Nice Kicks, the store in Austin, the original store, and I remember getting there, and after my show, I just kind of wanted the vibe. I wasn't really there to like network per se. Obviously the opportunity presented itself, but for the most part I was just there to vibe. And I overhear a conversation in the crowd where they're saying like, hey, yeah, man, I heard one of the performers ain't show up, dog. Like they looking for somebody to put on stage, blah, blah, blah. That's why it's taking so long. I was like, bang. So I ran up to a person behind the desk because they're always important. I was like, hey, who's in charge of this? That guy over there. I ran up to him. Hey, how you doing? I'm Alfred Banks, man. Complex named me one of the top 10 rappers from New Orleans. I overheard that one of the acts didn't show up. I have a jump drive on me. I'm pretty dope. If you give me a shot, I can show you what's up. Come to the back, man. Let me talk to my people back there. He brings me in the back, talk to the person. Look, we're not going to put you on stage today, right? But here's my email. Just keep me up to date what you got going on. Maybe if we like it in a year, we'll have you on the stage. I was like, all right, cool, no doubt. I emailed that man every other month, every other week with something. Because that, I always just had, whether it was dope press or a show or opportunity, I always just had cool stuff happening. So I would email, yo, man, I got this. Yo, man, I got this other thing. Yo, man, I got about a year and a half of me, about 2016, 2017, of me emailing. He's like, look, bro, I appreciate the fact that, you keep me up to date, but dog, I don't care. I'm sorry. So look, here's his other email. Check this guy out. Send him the stuff. Like, all right, cool. I sent him the stuff. Hey, how you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Alfred Banks, I'm a rapper. Woo. About a year of emailing him, sending him stuff. He's like, man, it's pretty cool. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. And so 2017 hits, sorry. So this is 2015, 16, 17. So 2017 hits. I do Voodoo Fest. Same stage as Kendrick Lamar. Like it's nuts.
Right.
I wore these Nike boots. They were one of one. They were all white Nike military boot, but I got them customized to be Keith Haring all over the sneaker. I reached out to him like, yo, man, what's good? Like, I wore one of one on stage. This is prime content right here.
Right.
Sent him the joint. He featured me, just like a standalone post. I was like, oh snap, I'm on Nice Kicks after 2 years, 3 years, whatever. And I said, look, bro, I'll do you one better, man. Thank you so much for posting me. Come out to my show in Austin. I'm opening for Tank of the Bangers. Come on out. I blew him away. He's like, yo, you are amazing, bro. Let's do a My 5 interview. My 5 is when they just interview you, but they talk about 5 pairs of shoes you're wearing at the moment, your rotation. Sneakerheads have like a rotation. My rotation is like 10 pairs of sneakers, but for the interview, I did 5. He was like, yo, I think I want to do a My 5 interview with you, which is like the main way to be featured on the website. I was like, holy snap. And then Nice Kicks posted me on the Twitter and the Instagram and stuff. They got like 6 million followers. And but after like 2.5 years of like busting my butt to get in there, building that relationship, letting them know I exist and keeping them up to date with what I had going on, they finally posted me. And now, but they don't do it anymore, but I was on Celebrity Sneaker Stalker like 5 times. Like, I remember one of my favorite ones I'm wearing. I went to the StockX headquarters in Detroit, and so I'm wearing. What am I wearing? I'm wearing the some Jordan 7s from the Orlando. The Orlando ones. I think they're from like '09. It was a pack that dropped. I can't remember, but I got the Orlando joints, and I'm standing in StockX headquarters, and they took a picture. I don't even know who sent it to him. That was the first time they posted it without me sending it to him. Right. I was like, yo, what the? So like I say all that to say, if you like really build a relationship, email them, keep in touch, let them know what's going on. Maybe send them some links to the joints. It'll happen, man. Cause like you got a good energy, bro. Like when I told you at the spot that night, you just got a good energy and you seem very dedicated to this. I think this is gonna be very, very successful for you. And I'm just putting that into the atmosphere because you're a black man. I want to see you win, right? And you give a damn about what you told me straight up. This is about like mental health, and then that'll be the kicker. For that alone to be like the base of what we're talking about, lets me know where you're at, right? Yeah. We're not just BSing. Even if we did kind of go off the rails, we're not BSing. This convo has a purpose, right? You're gonna pop. It's gonna be great, and it's gonna be really dope to see. You just stay to it. Keep doing your music, man. Like, don't, because I always tell people you were the first feature I ever did for anybody in New Orleans.
Popular.
You feel me? You my man. So, like, dog, I know you can rhyme. Keep doing your music. You'll never know how you can insert that into something later on where it's going to be even more lucrative than just the writing credit, even ways that you wouldn't even imagine, right?
Right.
Just keep doing this, man, because I really, really love the energy. It's a good feel, and we talk about some dope things. You have good convo. I think it's amazing, man. So I have nothing but faith in you and your platform, what you're doing.
Man, so, I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
bro.
man. I don't, I don't talk a lot, but when I do, I always try to show some love, genuine, honest, authentic love. Yeah. Because we need that. Yeah, I think you're dope. I think what you do is dope. Your energy is dope. And the path that you've taken to get into a better headspace, that will be rewarded, man. Because you want to do better for yourself. And you put that energy out in the world, that shit gonna come back around. Right. That's just how life works. You know what I'm saying? You put good energy out, it's gonna boomerang, hit you in the throat. It's gonna be great. Specifically the Adam's apple. It's gonna be great.
Man, look, I appreciate that, bro.
Sure,
I appreciate that. So, man, look, takeaways for you guys. Mental health is important.
Yes.
Hip hop and rap are two different things. Well, I mean,
to a degree, it is.
Let's stop arguing about those two things. Be nicer to each other.
Yes.
Don't take the social media stuff too seriously. And that's about it, man.
Oh, and shouts to that imaginary guy that all rappers rap about.
Shout out to that
Much
guy.
Love to you, bro. You've taken
a lot of abuse. I hope you do better, man.
You've taken a lot of abuse over the years, bro. And so many platinum albums are off your back, and you don't get no credit for this.
No credit, man.
We don't even know your name.
I hope you're doing well,
You've been
man.
called Buster, Lane,
Mark,
Op. Not Op.
Now he's the Op.
Not Op. So, like, much love to that imaginary opposition that we face as MCs. Much love to you, man. Maybe one day you'll get your credit. We'll figure out your name at some point.
We'll get it, man. Anything you want to tell the people?
UnderdogCentral.com.
Underdog Central.
Underdog Central on all social media. My name is Alfred Banks. I just dropped a project called One Guy Standing By Himself.
Yeah.
Debuted at number 3 on the iTunes charts, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
for your support on that as well. Check out the music. Stream me wherever you listen to music at. Watch some videos. I dropped some dope videos this year on YouTube. But if all else fails, just type Alfred Banks into Google and some cool stuff will pop up. And you can just kind of fall down the rabbit hole from there.
There it is, man.
Indeed, man.
Well, look, I appreciate you for stopping by and talking to me.
Oh, you already know what it is, man. ASAP.
Definitely. Much love, bro. This is the Ryan Report, Unlimited Leeway Life. We out of here.